Last year I gathered up some hickory nuts, some pecans, some walnuts, black walnuts, and I put them in buckets like this to stratify for the winter. And I'm a little bit late getting them into the air prune boxes because I was having trouble finding what I wanted to use. And then I realized that I could take these, which obviously you see the stratification worked, and these are ready to be planted. And I had purchased some of these plastic containers, $2 a piece, off of Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going to try these as air prune boxes. I've got the bottom box set up so that it's empty, and then the top box I'm filling with a mixture of peat and broken down wood chips that I've had in a pile for 3 years, and it looks like a pretty good medium. I think I'll probably have some really great success with this. I did get this idea from Sean and the crew at Edible Acres, so thank you, Sean, for inspiring me to do this. This is the beginnings of a small permaculture nursery, and I'm very excited to see how things go. I've been getting a lot of wood chips dropped, and I've got elderberry that I propagated last year that's going to be going in the ground. I've been scavenging manures, all those green buckets except for the very last one, which has sunchokes in it. All the rest of them are filled with rabbit manure that I got from a local grower. So I'm excited to see how this goes, and if you want to follow along with my journey, hit the like and subscribe and watch for updates. Got a lot of work to do. Okay, it's time to mix up a second batch of soil, so I'm going to recap mostly for myself so I remember, because I don't have any labels with me right now. But the first two here are hickory. The middle one is persimmon, and then the two on the end are both black walnut. Now, the black walnut that is already sprouted, that has its leaves, I actually put those in a pile as an experiment over by my fire pit, left them uncovered. They were just mulched, and they sprouted a ridiculous amount. There's way more over there that are sprouting, but I'm going to let them get sprouted and established before I pull them up, just in case these don't transplant over well into these air prune boxes. I'll still have some over there that will surely make it. And then for the second row, there's black walnut on the end, and there's still a few over there. You can see where I dumped the bucket out. You can see that there are still some there, so I'll be getting those, and I'll make another black walnut here. And then after that, I'm not sure. I've got I've got 4 buckets, 5 buckets left. I know I've got a bucket of hickory left, and I'm not sure what else. And then I have some persimmons that I actually put in just a cardboard box and let them kind of ferment right where they were. And then I have some that I put in a bucket and let the rainwater fall on them and ferment. And actually, the ones that were in the bucket, some raccoons or feral hogs or something has come and eaten some of those and deposited them around. So I'll be interested to see if those were viable and start to sprout. I know a few places where they were deposited. So anyway, here we go with round 2 of the soil. So a local company had these bales of peat moss on clearance. They're 1 cubic foot compressed bales, and they were like $1 or $2. I can't remember exactly, but they are so handy to have around. I don't use peat for a lot of things, but in this case, peat with this broken down bark mulch is going to make a really good medium for air pruning all of these nut trees. So I have these available, and I'll just grab one whenever I need it. And basically I'm going to be taking and putting one bale into my wagon, and I'm going to break that open, and then I'm going to go shovel and top off the wagon with the decomposed wood chips. They're 3 years old and they're pretty broken down. Got a lot of worms and other biological life in them, a lot of mycelium. So I'll put that on top, and then when I get back over to my planting area, I'll go ahead and mix that up, and then that's what I'm using in my air prune boxes. And if I didn't show you before, the air prune boxes are basically just these plastic crates. I did zip tie the first ones together, but I didn't bring enough zip ties, so the other ones are just going to be stacked on top of each other, and they should be fine with the weight of the material. But if you get ones that are matching, these were $2 a piece, again on Marketplace, and you just stack them together. And in Sean's case, he uses the black locust, but for ease and for timing, it's just easier for me if I go ahead and use these plastic crates. And you know, everything in the garden or on the farm is an experiment, and that's what this is for me. I'm brand new to this, although I do have a background in horticulture. We never did air pruning or even started nut trees, honestly. So this is really something new, but I've watched so many of Sean's videos and other content creators on YouTube that I'm confident, and the proof in the pudding is in the eating thereof. And as you saw, I already sprouted hickory and black walnut, so I know that what I did will work. It's just a matter of making sure these get enough moisture through the summer, which is why I have them right off of the corner of the shop, because I've got a rainwater catchment system there, and I walk by them, which means I'm going to remember more often to make sure that they stay watered through the summer when we have our drought times. Obviously, we are not in a drought right now. It is actually very, very wet. We got 4 inches here over the last 3 days. So you can see I've got standing water in some places. I have a very high clay content on this property. This is a 27-acre farm that I am establishing. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to make a lot of content and show you guys how to do things in less expensive ways. That basically all of the wood that's there was free from the neighbor across the street whenever he poured a second part of his driveway, and the pipe and panels that you see there and that you see over here by the peat moss, these were all Marketplace purchases, very inexpensive. Right now I've got enough pipe and channel lock and wiggle wire to do probably a 40 by 100 or somewhere around there high tunnel. I just have it on my list of things still to do. Yeah. I just got back from the mulch pile and mixed up the peat and the mulch. You can see what it looks like. It's really, really rich medium, full of worms, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. One of the things that Sean teaches and that I have embraced is trying not to spend any money while you are doing your permaculture nursery or just growing trees for your own place. I have 27 acres here, and it would be really easy to just sink a lot of money into mulch and that sort of thing, but I'm trying to utilize the free mulch that I can access from the City of Tulsa Green Waste as much as possible. And so that's what that pile is there. That's actually all mulch that I got in the last couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks or so. And they call it fines. It's really not completely decomposed, but it's decomposed enough that if you sifted it, you could easily make some potting soil or seed starting mix from the fines and just a couple of other amendments added to it. So yeah, it's really great stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna get busy with the next section. The buckets that are over here with the lids are the ones that I have left with tree seeds in them. So I'm gonna see if I can get them all planted out. Well, I get to take a break. This is what you call a rain delay. But I keep good snacks out here at the farm. If you've not tried these before, they're from Aldi. They're low ingredients. This one only has 7 ingredients. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, there you go. Dried apple, almonds, dates, walnuts, water, raisins, cinnamon. Very good. No preservatives. I'm catching rainwater here, but my system is not completely set up yet. I have a 1,000-gallon tank and I have a 1,500-gallon tank at the house that I'm going to be moving over here, and I'm going to get those set up for a catchment system off of this side of the shop building. And then there's a lean-to just like this on the west side of the shop, and I'm going to be catching off of that. I've already got an IBC tote there, but I'm going to set up a whole system there. And then I've got a third downspout on the front of the shop, and I'm going to route that one too. There's an IBC tote underneath it right now. So altogether, I'll probably have about maybe 5,000 or 6,000 gallons of catchment whenever I'm done, because my goal for my nursery is to not use drinking water for watering plants. I'm going to try and do everything with rainwater if I can, and I think I can. Well, it's rumbling off to the south, which means that the weather's headed this way. So I'm going to lock up the building. This is my garden shed, propagation house for all my tools. And I try to keep my shop clear. Well, I made it back home just in time because the weather hit and now we're under another tornado watch. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the next one.